Greetings, friends, and welcome to Captain Samuel's Fizzled Endings. Lord Tedric was first published in 1978 and is written by Gordon Eklund. It was written using character design and story notes left by E. Doc Smith before he passed away. Now, what's interesting about this book is it's a blend of fantasy and science fiction. Each chapter opens with a couple paragraphs of Lord Tedric having some classic fantasy adventures like slaying a bunch of undead or going to a hovel of vampire women. And then after that, the rest of the chapter is far future science fiction, where this incompetent and wealthy family called the Careys have kind of taken over the Imperium of Man, and pretty much everything they touch in the government falls apart. Tedric is a cadet in the space fleet with one of the Careys' scions, and he's assigned to the Careys' like gigantic luxury space freighter. So it's got some weapons on it, but it's really more for show than for actual space combat. So Lord Tedric and some of his buddies and these incompetent wealthy Carey people all head out to this planet where there's this mining rebellion, and he's sent down into the mines to try to help out, and things don't go as planned, and he works with some of the miners to escape. Now, while all this is going on, there's an alien ship that has shown up from this nation called the Wixel, and the humans lost the war to the Wixel 100 years ago, but the Wixel have pretty much left humanity alone. But now all of a sudden there's a Wixel ship in humanity's space orbiting this mining planet, and they have to figure out what's going on there. So the whole thing was a pretty competent adventure. I liked it. I liked the characters. I liked their interactions. I liked the adventures that they had down in the mines. But the whole thing just kind of ends with this lore dump all of a sudden about the Wixel, what they were doing there, these mysterious universe-devouring clouds, and super powerful scientists with an obscure goal for Tedric. So up to the ending was pretty solid, but it just kind of fizzles out with this massive lore dump. And I think the reason that they do that is this is just book one in a quadrilogy. I do have books 2, Space Pirates, and 3, Black Knight of the Iron Sphere. I don't know what book 4 is called off the top of my head, but I would read on. I thought they were pretty good. But it does always annoy me a little bit when I read a book and it doesn't stand alone too well on its own, but here's what it is. And one of the things that I liked about this cover was that beautiful lady there. I spent some time in a starship myself. It was a bit lonely. So these are the kind of books that I tend to put on display in my collection. And before I read this, I would look at the cover and go, wow, I wonder who that character is. She seems interesting. She's not in the book. Maybe she's a vampire woman, or maybe she's one of the illusions that this sorcerer summons in one of the fantasy sections. But I think they were just like, yeah, dude, we need some sexy ladies on the cover. Put one on there, because the book was a bit of a sausage fest, to be honest. The only real female character in there was the leader of the mining rebellion, and she spent most of her life underground and in squalor, and she certainly didn't look like that. So anyways, I give the book 3 out of 5 stars, maybe 4 if the rest of the series picks up well and continues the story. And if you want to get involved with a quadrilogy, yeah, you could check it out. It was all right. Anyways, hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching.